This is the release of some information about the new Harley electric bike, the LiveWire. They have started their media blitz. They've invited different reporters to come ride the vehicles at a couple of different spots across the country. And the reviews are starting to come in based on what the reporters had access to. And just as a refresh, this is a 15.5 kilowatt battery. Provides about 146 miles of range in the city, or 95 on the highway and city. So if you're driving pure highway, it's even less than that.
Yeah.
But this vehicle has in the picture here, you can see a J1772 charge port on top of what was typically a gas tank. So it's now a charge port. And if you notice just to the bottom of it, there is a little flap here, which makes this a CCS DC fast charger as well. So not only can it charge at level 2, it can charge at level 3, which is a nice little trick that they've rolled into this vehicle.
So does it take like 4 minutes to charge it on a fast charger?
It will take a little bit longer than 4 minutes, Paul. Like 56 more minutes to that 4. So it still takes an hour to charge.
Seems a lot because you can charge a Tesla in an hour.
Yeah, right. But of course, the Tesla's pushing out more juice in that DC fast charger. The Harley DC fast charger, I believe, is a 25 kilowatt system. Is all it pushes out. So you're limited by what the charger is set to, and in this case, they only want it to come in at about 25, which of course is less. You're getting 23 or 22 in a real setting.
And does it have a noisemaker? So it's bump, 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 like an old Harley?
It does not have a Harley noisemaker, which would have been a natural addition for this bike. But
that said, I saw a press release that says this actually every LiveWire has a 2-quart container of oil that drips wherever you go. Just to give you that.
Just to give you the nostalgic.
I think that report might have been not quite true, Russell.
Are you sure?
Because so you can have
where you
that
park it, leaves
nostalgia. Yeah, you have to go out and top off your oil every time you take it out. Yeah.
So would this also be the first DC fast charging motorcycle?
I don't know that, but it's the first one I've seen. So
no, zero.
Oh, the zero
did do a CCS or Shadowmo? Okay.
Yeah, you can. It's an option that you can.
Optional. That's probably optional here too. I mean, look at everybody. All the traditional automakers, their CCS is usually optional.
So the gentleman that wrote this particular article, which was on the Motor One site, he indicates that this Jason Marker indicates that he was quite impressed with the bike. They took it out for a spin on a track, and he was impressed with its characteristics, its ability to pull out of corners. Of course, the fast pickup, which all EVs have, but was interesting that, of course, this bike has no clutch. There's only one gear, so the one handlebar has no clutch lever. There's just a brake on the other handlebar, like a normal bike. But it just kind of looks weird that this particular bike has no clutch on one side because, of course, it doesn't require a transmission. That requires shifting, that is.
Did they give it a reverse at least?
No reverse? No, I didn't see a reverse listed.
Good free opportunity right there to make the bike go in reverse since there's no transmission excuse. Yeah, exactly.
But he was pleased with the bike, how it offered, how it operated. He was quite happy with its performance. And then what they did is they came back and said they talked to somebody else about possibly, is there a market for this? And this gentleman added a paragraph at the end of the article where he basically indicates that the bike's great. There's no problem with the bike. Although he indicates that he just doesn't know who the bike is for. during the pre-ride presentation, the presenters told us a whole lot about marketing the target audience without actually saying anything. Harley claims the LiveWire's target demographic is youngish, wealthy, urban, early adopters who enjoy being on the cutting edge with a highly developed personal style and a desire to be associated with luxury and or premium brands. So again, a whole lot of nothing.
So they're going to sell 12.
Right.
So he went on to say he's not going to write a longer opinion piece soon because because of the whole target demographic situation. He's not sure what it is. But for Seiss to say he's not sure LiveWire has an audience, and he's not sure it'll find one. What he says is that he would like the LiveWire to succeed because it deserves to do so based on his development team and what they've accomplished. But will Harley actually let it succeed? Will they give it the time it's going to need to succeed? He's not sure. So
do you think there's just too much?
People think Harleys are like for old hippies, and old hippies don't want an EV. So, I mean, if this engineered bike was offered by Tesla or something, it would probably sell a lot better.
I remember a story we had about the brand new Honda CRZ hybrid and how Honda was going to break the market wide open because they were appealing to the tuner crowd.
The tuners.
12 of those as well.
And yeah, that flop was legendary. I mean, it was just amazing. The problem with this bike is it's 30 grand. It's got less than 100 miles of real usable range, and it says Harley on the side. Now, I thought this thing's dead in the water. It's not going anywhere. Nobody's going to buy this bike. I talked to a Harley dealer in the last week. This guy tells me he's got a ton of reservations, and that quite a few of his regular Harley customers, and these are people that buy the same bike over and over again for their entire lives, are actually excited about it. Now,
I don't know if I'd believe it. It's probably just an FSD.
Yeah, maybe I don't believe it. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. That's what I got from one. And we all know that car and motorcycle dealers never lie, ever.
And apparently they don't recognize sarcasm when they hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, I'll buy one of those.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's, number one, it's a horrible buy. Eric pointed out in the chat room two things that I want to mention. That this bike does make a distinctive sound different from the original prototypes, and it has to do with the gearing, I guess, in the electric motor. Or something.
Electric motor whine, yeah,
and the reduction gears.
The reduction gears. Thank you, Casey. And also the Energica, I'm not good with them either, is really hard to find. Really the only electric bike dealer company that has any kind of representation, and they're still not everywhere, is Zero. It's a different kind of bike, but again, way better deal. You get way more bike for less money. So this is going to appeal to somebody who's got to have an electric bike and got to have that Harley logo.
So what happened to Bramo? They got bought by Polaris, and then they
killed it.
They disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they got bought by Polaris. They tried to sell the Victory, the relabeled Victory bike, and all of the Victory dealers went, no, get this piece of electric crap out of here. I actually made a point to visit a bunch of Victory dealers a couple of years ago, and every one of them was like, no, we hate this thing. We don't carry it. We're never going to carry it. And you're an idiot if you buy it, which is a shame because the Bramo bike was actually really well engineered. It was a good bike.
Yeah, it constantly came up head-to-head against the Zero. So if you had ordered it, would they fulfill your order, or would they just laugh you out of the showroom?
The Victory?
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd take my money if I insisted on it, but
they wouldn't work on it.
I don't know.
They would try and sell you a gas bike.
Granted, this was Florida, maybe a little more retro than California. I don't know. But I visited, I want to say 3 dealers. Maybe it was 4. And every one of them, they wanted to sell me anything but the electric bike.